You know, there's always an excuse why selling America to foreign countries is better for America. Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Biden blocks sale of U.S. steel to Japanese company. Now, real quick, there's so many people flipping out saying that all these headlines are fake, that Biden didn't block the sale of U.S. steel, because they think what it's saying here is that Biden blocks the ability for steel made in the USA to be sold to Japan. U.S. Steel is a steel company. In fact, U.S. Steel was once one of the greatest companies in the world, and they are still a very powerful company, although because of all the red tape and the absolute just disastrous results from electing people that hate seeing America and American companies succeed. It says Biden's opposition came after Trump announced his opposition to the deal. Now, did Biden actually do something good for once? Sort of. Hey, real quick, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know, when you like this video, you're not agreeing with the insanity. You're helping push this video out to more people to help spread the truth. Now, does this suddenly make Joe Biden America first? No, not at all. Of course not. This is the same dude that put commie law in charge of the border for the last 4 years, and they both opened the border wide open and allowed anybody and everybody to come through the border. And we're seeing and reaping the disastrous results from that. Biden expected to block more offshore oil drilling, impeding Trump's energy production plans. He's been pressured by Democrats and left-wing environmentalists to ban more offshore drilling before Trump takes office. This has nothing to do with wanting to protect America, you guys. But hey, I'll still take it. That doesn't mean that this isn't a good thing that happened. It says President Joe Biden announced on Friday that he would block the sale of U.S. steel to Japanese manufacturing giant Nippon Steel. Biden said he was making the move over concerns about national security. Okay. Biden's doing this, but it's not because of national security. Let me tell you something here. Let me let you on a little secret. If this was a Chinese company, you wouldn't be blocking it. Nippon had offered to buy the U.S. steel for $15 billion and said it would invest billions in the U.S. if the sale went through. So that's true. In fact, the CEO of U.S. Steel came out and he talked about the different offers they got when they put U.S. Steel on the market to be sold. And Nippon was the only offer that came in, complete cash offer for the full amount, $15 billion, with the promise of some billions being invested back into the U.S. economy, the workers at U.S. Steel. The next highest offer was like half in cash and some stock that actually, since they were offered that, the stock had dropped quite a bit. So, you know, obviously this Nippon deal was very sweet. It is my solemn responsibility as president to ensure that now and long into the future, America has a strong domestically owned and operated steel industry that can continue to power our national sources of strength at home and abroad. They don't care about any of that. The left, the left Democrats, whatever, they don't care about any of this. They are so anti this that Biden saying all of this is it's literally an oxymoron. Now, Trump has come out against U.S. Steel being bought by Nippon. He actually came out against it months and months ago on the campaign trail. But he said this just in December. He said, "I am totally against the once great and powerful U.S. Steel being bought by a foreign company. In this case, Nippon Steel of Japan. Through a series of tax incentives and tariffs, we will make U.S. Steel strong and great again, and it will happen fast. As president, I will block this deal from happening. Buyer beware." Now listen, if you hear the suits telling you that we must continue to sell all of the American companies to foreign countries, then They're lying to you. Does it bring financial security? Yes, there is financial security, especially for the few that are involved in the deal. And then the other financial security is just a mirage for the rest of the workers and for Americans. Now, this is David Burret. He's the CEO of U.S. Steel, and he has been since, I believe, 2017. Now, he said, "We are very confident it's going to go through the deal." Burret said after addressing the Detroit Economic Club on Tuesday, "Our strategy before this happened was better, not bigger. With Nippon, it's better and bigger, giving us great job security, greater opportunities for employees and our customers, and everybody along the way. I'm so confident that I just can't imagine it not being closed." So he likes to give the fact that it's because of job security. We need to continue to sell America to foreign companies for job security. It's because we care about the employees. In fact, automakers support the deal because they believe it will increase supply and offer price competition for the steel they use to manufacture vehicles. And then they go on to make it sound like it's about the employees to continue to make product to supply jobs. We must continue to sell America to foreign countries. Now remember, it says that the deal was proposed in December 2023. Here's a video of David Burret in 2023 talking about, before the deal was disclosed, talking about how he feels about the American steel industry.
You go up, you go down, but I have to say, I couldn't be more bullish on the United States. I couldn't be more bullish on the steel industry, and I couldn't be more bullish on United States Steel. Bumps in the road for sure, but longer term, the future is incredibly bright.
Wow. So did he have this deal in mind before it was disclosed? It sounds like that's the case, because even the steel union is saying that this entire deal was done behind their backs, behind employees' backs, and that it was in the works for quite a while without being disclosed to any of them that this was happening. In fact, this same man here, listen to what he has to say about the Inflation Reduction Act.
Well, David, it's Kaylee coming to you from Washington. When you say you're bullish on the United States, how much of that is because of infrastructure spending, the Inflation Reduction Act policy we have seen emanating out of Washington?
You know, you put your finger right in it. You know, when we hear Inflation Reduction Act, we think it's time to rename that. It's a Manufacturing Renaissance Act. This is the most incredible thing that we've seen in the United States for a very long time. It's fantastic to see that our country finally recognizes how important a strong manufacturing base is.
So Burret says that the Inflation Reduction Act was a Manufacturing Renaissance Act. The Inflation Reduction Act was actually one of the absolute worst things ever passed in United States history. Even Biden admitted what the Inflation Reduction Act was. It was a disguised bill. It did not do what it said, what it sounds like it was supposed to do. In fact, it skyrocketed inflation. It was horrible for our country. And listen to Biden himself even admitting that it shouldn't have been called inflation reduction.
My investments, through my investments, the most significant climate change law ever, and by the way, it is a $369 billion bill. It's called we should have named it what it was, but at any rate.
That's one good thing that came out of this Biden presidency is the fact that he would forget that he's not supposed to say certain things out loud, and he would say them, and we were all like, yeah, no, there he goes. He confirmed it. Yeah, it's what we all thought anyway. Now listen to this incredible thing that David Burret had to say after being the guy that wants to sell the largest steel company in America to a foreign country.
Elevated, because for us, we live by a code. It's God and country first. Quite
amazing. You know, I appreciate the fact that a CEO can say something like that. It's God and country first. But the thing is that this is the kind of double speak that you see from CEOs like this. It's very disturbing. And, you know, again, this David Burret guy seems like a really nice guy when you watch interviews from him. He seems like the kind of guy that you could easily get along with. But that doesn't mean that what's happening here is right. You know, there's always an excuse why selling America to foreign countries is better for America. You know, one of the reasons why America is falling in so many areas is because bureaucrats, political swamp monsters, have sold us out in order to fill their own pockets. But again, you know, we've elected people who have sold us out to other countries and made it so difficult for manufacturing in the U.S. to actually be profitable and something that can thrive anymore. They've wrapped it in so much red tape that industries are choking. And then the same people that are choking out these industries in manufacturing in America are telling you that there's no other way to recover from this unless we sell to a foreign country. But we've been put in this position, and if we keep going down this road, we're going to get stuck here, and there won't be any coming back from being put in this position where we have no other choice but to sell America to foreign countries. And then if you're against selling America to foreign countries, well, then you don't care about people's jobs and you're the bad guy. Matthew chapter 15, this gives good insight into what happens when you let blind people lead blind people. What happens? Look at verse 12 right here. Then the disciples came and said to him, "Do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard this statement?" Now, the disciples are letting Jesus know that the Pharisees were offended at what Jesus was saying because it threatened the Pharisees' control over the people. Their legalistic, man-made rules over people to keep them enslaved to them. And listen to how Jesus answers. "Every plant which my heavenly Father did not plant shall be uprooted. Let them alone. They are blind guides of the blind. And if the blind man leads a blind man, both will fall into a pit." However, Jesus also says this in John chapter 16. Look at verse 33. "These things I have spoken to you, so that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation. But take courage. I have overcome the world." But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.